That Edge of Tomorrow movie is coming out in a few days, so we thought we might make this week's episode of the show Things You Didn't Know About Tom Cruise. But then we decided that we don't want to get sued. And since Cruise's new movie basically looks exactly like his last movie, but combined with Groundhog Day, we went in a completely different direction that still kind of makes sense. To us, anyway. Here are 7 things you didn't know about Groundhog Day. Probably. Let's start at the beginning. You may remember the very first scene in the movie with Bill Murray doing the weather on the blue screen. Well, that scene was actually shot months after the rest of the film was already in the can. After wrapping principal photography, director Harold Ramis realized audiences would want to know more about Bill Murray's character and how he wound up in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania in the first place. Taking it even further, Danny Rubin's original script for Groundhog Day actually had the device of the same day repeating over and over and over already in place without ever explaining it. Even though Ramis loved the idea that the story started in the middle of things, that didn't stop him from making it the very first thing that he changed. Considering how the movie turned out, we're pretty sure Danny Rubin got over it. Next thing, you know the scene where Bill Murray kidnaps the groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, and then has the groundhog driving? Classic Bill Murray. Anyway, unlike the cast, crew, audiences, and just human beings in general, the groundhog was not very amused by Bill Murray.
Hey, they're chasing us! Come on, make it fun!
In fact, one frame after they cut away from this shot with the groundhog at the wheel, that marmot bit Bill Murray on the finger. He bit him so hard that it went through his glove. They had to wrap for the day, probably so Bill Murray could go get a rabies shot. Obviously, the vast majority of Groundhog Day takes place in Punxsutawney, PA. But you probably didn't know that that's not where they actually are. The movie was shot almost entirely in Woodstock, Illinois. The filmmakers wanted a town that looked perfect, and the real Punxsutawney, well, it didn't. So Harold Ramis and the producers decided that Woodstock was what Punxsutawney should look like. And even the, Punxsutawneyans agreed that Woodstock looked way better than their town did. To this day, Woodstock has plaques all over the place marking where key movie moments happened. You know, this is where Bill Murray stepped in that puddle, and this is where that groundhog bit Bill Murray's finger. Bullshit like that. Did you know that Bill Murray is not the only Murray in Groundhog Day? His older brother Brian Doyle Murray is right there, and there again, choking on a piece of steak. Brian plays Buster Green, the principal official of the Groundhog Day ceremony. There are actually 6 brothers in the Murray family, by the way. Brian is second in birth order, and Bill is third. Boom! Bonus thing you didn't know. Groundhog Day, as a quasi-holiday, is strictly an American thing, so the filmmakers were a bit worried about how well the holiday would translate internationally. And they were right to be worried, because it didn't. Most other countries have no idea what Groundhog Day is, and a lot of them don't even know what a groundhog is. That's why when they were releasing the title overseas, it wound up getting renamed in some interesting ways. For example, the Brazilian title is Spell of Weather, and the French title is A Day Without End. Classic example of things getting lost in translation, am I right? Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a part in the movie where Bill Murray accepts that he's probably trapped in the same day for all eternity and takes up piano lessons. Well, in this scene, that's really him playing piano. Bill Murray devoted himself to learning to play variations on a theme of Paganini by Rachmaninoff, and he got as far along with learning it as we see here.
Did you say this is your first lesson?
Yes, but my father was a piano mover, so.
Now, he couldn't read sheet music, so he had to do the whole thing by ear, and later in the movie, when he's playing at the party, he is indeed faking it. Harold Ramis estimated that his character had been stuck in the same day for 10 years by then to have had enough time to get that good. And they obviously didn't have 10 years to make this movie. Still, pretty cool of Bill Murray to learn as much piano as he did. He can play Rachmaninoff way better than I can pronounce the name Rachmaninoff. Okay, so you know this guy? He was General Zod in Man of Steel. He's on Boardwalk Empire. Yeah, you know him. Michael Shannon. Well, you probably didn't notice that's also him right there in Groundhog Day, freaking out over WrestleMania tickets.
WrestleMania! No way!
Kind of fun to see him playing, you know, just a nice young man, years before anyone discovered his talent for playing psychopaths and murderers. That's it for this episode, but let us know in the comments what you'd like to see us do on the next episode of Things You Didn't Know. We might do it. Maybe. I don't know. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to Cinefix for more true-ish things about movies, and sometimes marmots, right here on Things You Didn't Know.